ground. Parts of your lives may be and probably are separate. How can you bridge these gaps in order to share your separate world? There may be some things that you can never share completely, because if the husband and the wife both work, then you have lives that you share at the office. And there may be no way that you can solve that problem, but you can communicate what goes on in each other's lives. And you can try to think of ways to bridge the gaps. And then new ground for one. Generally, a husband and a wife has different hobbies, different interests, different things to do. And you can talk about how you can join your wife in one of her hobbies. Or the wife can join the husband in something that he likes to do. And then there may be new ground for both of you. You can do things together that you've never done before. And it may turn out to be a very enjoyable experience. And then we come finally to the last one, T. T. What do you think that is? Huh? Oh, it's up there. Well, John Baker. Oh, I need to turn to it.
No secret.
No secrets.
What other one? No, I'm just kidding. Physical touching is essential to every human being. We're made that way. God has created us with hundreds of thousands of microscopic nerve endings in our skin that are designed to sense and benefit from a loving touch. A loving touch. Think of a baby. Think of a baby. It has been proven, studies have been made, and it has been proven that babies who are cuddled and touched and loved have a better chance of turning out to be a better citizen, a better person. The babies that are not cuddled and not touched have a much less chance of becoming a whole person. God made a baby to be touched, to be loved, to be held, to be cuddled, to hug. And God made, and we're just babies grown up. That's all we are. And we still love that touch. And that touch, I'm talking basically about a non-sexual touch, but if it leads to sexual experience, great. But that touch, a pat on the back, just a comfort, a hug, just a touch, it brings a sense of encouragement. A tender touch tells us we're cared for. It tends to calm our fears and soothe our pain and bring us comfort and give us emotional security. And that touch is so, so very important in our life. Here is something that really is important. Listen, if you apply every other principle above, it will avail you little unless you learn to touch each other often and joyfully in non-sexual ways. I know of a couple that their situation in the home got so bad that when they would happen to meet at a doorway going from one room to the other, they would go through that door this way, one going that way and one going this way, in order to keep from touching each other. You know what happened to that marriage? They got divorced. The marriage failed. So you can take all the other things that I've talked about, and they are vitally important. But if touching is not a part of your married life, then your oneness and your intimacy will not be all that it should be. Now, I have a handout for married couples on suggestions for touching. I'm not going to read it. Now, I don't want to take the time, and this is just for married people. I would suggest that you read this over together in private. I can promise you that engaging in the delights of non-sexual touching will add more spice than you can imagine to your marriage. I hope that we will put it into practice. I'd like to have 3 fellows, please, come, and we will divide those up into 3 please. All married couples, please stand. If you are married, please stand. If you are a couple, stand together. If you're the only one in the marriage, then you stand up. Please receive one of these. Now, folks, if you're not married, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to play favorites. This is something for married couples. When you get it, you may be seated. I want all people that are married to have one of these. All right, tonight we're going to look at physical intimacy. That'll bring us to the end of our sessions and the end of the camp as far as the teaching and preaching is concerned. I want to thank you so much for your attention, and please pray for the service tonight that God will speak to hearts. Amen. Amen.